and numerous organizations are showing solidarity and support to the 31st of July protest. From the onset, the 31st of July protest seemed not to have had conveners. It's only ZAPU which has jumped in and actually projected itself as a convener at this moment. Was it a well calculated political move? I think as maybe a liberation movement which is fighting on the corner of the people of Zimbabwe. It actually intends to protect the people of Zimbabwe by making sure that on that day all lawful mechanisms in line with the MOPO, an unjustified piece of legislation that was allowed to sail through the parliament of Zimbabwe without any protest. Long speeches as well as commentaries were done by Mnangagwa, went ahead and did exactly that. So we have the 31st of July protest on the horizon, and you can tell Emerson Mnangagwa is shaken by this ordeal. Because why is he shaken? Because it is a big deal. And why do I say he is shaken? I will be demonstrating on this live broadcast. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. Remember, these protests that we are talking about, the 31st of July, these are faceless protests. It is not known who is organizing it. People are just calling for the protest. Zimbabweans, there is no leader. It's a leaderless protest, although ZAPU has stepped in to actually try to regularize them from the onset. So ZANU-PF cannot pinpoint to any organizer. There is no one who has come out to say, I am the leader of this initiative. So people would not be looking for guidance from anyone. It will be leaderless protest. What should now be done is for us, the work that we are doing, to cascade the message that all Zimbabweans, don't endanger your life on the 31st of July and listen to ZANU-PF. By the way, you are listening to a political party that is leading you without your mandate. We don't know for real the real supporters of ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF doesn't have supporters as an institution. That is the honest truth. They do not have supporters. And when you hear Zimbabweans now realizing that leaders maybe have not been doing the proper thing, for how long have Zimbabweans not actually saw any leader organizing successful protest? And I must underscore leaderless protest. Even when you want to end them, where do you go? There is no person you can approach to end leaderless protest, because there is absolutely no one who is taking accountability to say, I am leading this. Zimbabweans are saying, let's go to the streets in numbers across all the provinces, across all the districts, across all the townships in Zimbabwe, as rural district councils. Let's all protest on that day and say enough is enough. We don't want this CAP 3 turned into a Constitutional Amendment Act. We do not want it. That is what it's a decision that has been made by Emerson Mnangagwa. Unfortunately, that is consequential. We are living in the consequences of that decision, and he has already begun to see and witness the consequences of that decision. Now there is bound to be prolonged protest. These protests are bound to be prolonged. They will start definitely on the 31st of July, and they are fair. You know how sometimes they used to easily deal with protests. If they know it's Hlonipane who is organizing these protests, they will actually go after Hlonipane, arrest Hlonipane, arrest all the members of the executive behind Hlonipane. But this one, there is no one. Sungano has said, no, we did not organize these protests. Let me just give you the protest which were faceless. You remember in South Africa when Jacob Zuma was arrested, the rest of KwaZulu-Natal protested. It was a leaderless protest. No one was organizing. No result. It is people. Look at the impact of that particular protest. At one point, the government ran out of ideas. It ran out of options. It was overwhelmed. The South African police services indicated that they reached a level of being overwhelmed. And also, what I like about this protest is that I will come to the part of Emerson Mnangagwa panicking. I think this information that I'm sharing is quite important rather. You know what I like about this protest is that they are leaderless, they are faceless, they are bound to spread across. What is needed is just 1-2 sparks everywhere. Zimbabweans will definitely naturally join. And police in Zimbabwe have never been confronted by sporadic protests. They do not have the strategy of dealing with sporadic protests. I remember last time there was a protest where the people of Makukoba overwhelmingly participated in that protest, as well as people around Makukoba. And what the government did, they deployed more police officers. They took go door to door, getting all male children, and they went and tortured them, imprisoned them, and it was torture after torture, and then they were released. That happened, and of course, people did not talk about that. I know, I'm a witness to that. It indeed happened, and Zimbabwe just went quiet. That was the moment where other fellow Zimbabweans were supposed to stand up and say, if Makukoba starts it, Mzilika's also join, Nguboyenja join, Nkulumane join, Ntumbane join, Mpopo Uma join, Pelandaba join, what is it? It's Njube join, New Lopengula join, Lopengula West join, all these townships. And also, same applies in Harare. That's happened. Even in Gweru, all the major cities, protest begins to take shape. I can tell you, they don't have the manpower and the facilities to tackle the power of the people, especially if everyone agrees that no, this regime has done enough. It's time to say enough is enough. Now, let me deal with signs that Mnangagwa is panicking. Look at all government officials that have been given a public podium to speak. Ziambi, the Minister of Home Affairs, what is Kazembe. Look at Chris Mutswangwa, Gudagwa Shetakwirei. You look at, the Mapo stories for ED, all these parallel structures, presidential mafia for ED, all these fools, and also others who have deflected or they were already there, they are now beginning to speak against the protest. And their message is, don't go, you will be beaten. So, you know, you can see there is a lot of panicking. And if you see someone threatening you with violence when you are not even speaking about violence, but speaking about a lawful activity that is protected by the Constitution of the Republic of Zimbabwe, then understand one thing: that person is panicking. Not only these officials, Emerson Tambudzo Mnangagwa addressing apostles at Marange, he said that when there is peace in the nation, I sleep. When there is no peace, I do not sleep. So that statement was actually pregnant. When there is peace, I sleep. At the moment, there is no peace in Zimbabwe. What is happening in Zimbabwe at the moment? People do not want this illegal constitutional amendment bill number 3. Yes, that is the truth. People do not want this illegal amendment bill number 3. That is why they want to protest. And Mnangagwa is having a sleepless night. They are promising violence, all of them, that this is not a banana republic. We will beat you. That is what they simply say. Kazembe was saying that. But the mind-boggling question is, really, do you have to lead people through violence? Do you have to lead the citizens through violence, threaten them with violence? You see that this is a mafia state. This is exactly what the public does. It applies laws. In a democratic country, the ministers were going to say, no, we understand the right for the people to protest. Please make sure the protests are peaceful. But they are not saying that. They are saying we don't want anything to do with protest. Everything was done above board. They are claiming that everything was done above board. There is nothing that was done above board. What is it that was done above board? Don't fool the people of Zimbabweans. They watched the process. They watched you undermining their rights, sneaking this illegal, constitutional act. This, which started as bill number 3, it started as 2030 agenda. It transformed to be Breaking Barriers Initiative. People were watching. People were condemning it. People saw exactly what Mnangagwa intended to do. It was a scary proposal, and that scary proposal has been made into a decision that is consequential, and we are living in the consequences. I'm telling you, 31st of July and beyond, it will be, Zimbabwe would be ungovernable. Emerson Mnangagwa will spend a lot of money buying equipment to fight and to unleash violence against these people. There is no way he can survive from now henceforth without experiencing these protests. You've heard also Sungano Ebanu, they said, we are warning you. We are lifting the yellow cards. Next time it will be red card. Yellow card is a warning of the greater things to come, and I can attest to you. And some people say, the Chiwenga faction has been defeated. Why is it quiet? Why are they silent? That silence is also communication. For those who have studied communication, silence, when you see someone quiet, it doesn't mean that person is not communicating. They are communicating. That on its own is scary. It shows that there are a lot of initiatives that are being carried out behind the scenes. By the way, they communicated once. They don't have to be like fools every day. They are not content creators. They are not actually vloggers. They are not bloggers to be always communicating on a daily basis. They communicated once. They are military personnel. They've experienced. They understand the importance of communication and also the timing in terms of communication, when and how it should be carried out. And this is what exactly they are doing. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button. Okancube Umhlabane is signing off. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the light.